साथीहरू सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु पर्यो च्यानललाई। यस्तै यस्तै नयाँ लाइभहरू आउने गर्दछ। हेलो हेलो सबैजनाले सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु होला। अलि साउन्ड आएको छैन, यसलाई मिलाउनु पर्ने छ, सेटिङ गर्नुपर्ने छ।
Cross, and they need to start sort of trying to build up that run rate before it gets beyond realms of possibility. Almost every shot is over and has laid off that side for a single.
Excellent arm ball by Andrews, just coming back into the batsman, cramping him for room rather than turning away the offside. Period of consolidation required though, and picking off the singles. Panic just yet, but yeah, you're right, just need to keep the scoreboard ticking over, not lose another wicket.
Only one on the leg side. Another single for 6 and off Andrews' first over. Nepal 2 for 22, 5 overs through their innings.
Two strike also with 2 down after 5 overs. They had 50.
Back up. লম্বা দিন পিরিয়ডস অসাধারণ এক্সারসাইজ আর লম্বা দিনের জন্য এখন আমার চয়েস নতুন উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল। এটা কটনি সফট আর ফ্লোকে গভীরে লক করে দেয়। 100% পর্যন্ত ওয়ারি ফ্রি প্রোটেকশন সারা দিন। উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল মাত্র 45 rupees.
Pretty quick. Matt Hammond to resume bowling, and why wouldn't you with a tooth and brought over? More damage to come from him. Play, survive it, another single. Comes in, long on. Damon mightn't be as competitive as we thought if they can't get on. That's a good strike though.
Just keep picking out the fielders at the moment, don't they? Just need to find a couple of boundaries. Just get that run rate up.
Ades. ल आज त नेपालको त वार लागेछ त
The other end. It's pushed to point, and lucky the throw is slightly astray. Keeper McMahon has just a gentle ask of the square leg umpire, and it's not out, just made it through, but pressure on in the field. Kushal on strike, in the score.
Wicket's really putting a halt into the momentum of the game here. The antique striker been playing, very happy with how they've started their innings. There really any huge consequence. It's still yet to get off the ground, or he gets one there. Throw it. A bit all over the place in the field, wasn't he? He dropped a catch, but ended up being a no ball. His fields, but might have taken a wicket in there as well. There he goes. Clears the fence. Maybe it's the captain who can spurn things on. Throw it. It's a great boundary there. Deep wicket. Deep mid wicket. Crosses over the line there. Well, he thought about it again. Misfired and won't get a run off that last one. That one scoring 8 runs, I should say, Nepal. Now 3 for 33 after 7.
Will they continue with Hammond? I think they would. While he's taking wickets, or are they going to mix it up? It's like Hamish Martin gives his cap to the umpire at the southern end, and there'll be a bowling change after Matt Hammond completed 2 overs, I should say, took 3 for 3. Must come into man of the match contention.
Yeah, you'd think so with a spell like that. I mean, it's definitely sort of changed things. Before he started taking those wickets, we thought this could be a really interesting game, but if you just look at the stats in front of you there, his orange lines is doing much better. That 7th over, Nepal started to get something back, though that was one of NT Strike's worst of the match. They scored just 5. That's a good strike, which has come in there from Mala. Just the one off it though. Martin now coming in. Again, he looked like he sort of hesitated there and just struck at the last minute.
Scurried around, I think Kushal might have just made it home, I think. If it had hit the stumps, he might have been back towards the pavilion.
That'll clear it as well. Maybe this is threatening to be a dangerous partnership from Rohit and from Mala.
Yeah, 6 in each of the last 2 overs has been really promising from Nepal. Mala goes up to 8. Hustling action of Martin. Tossed it up. Beautifully struck by Kushal Mala.
Maybe they should have stuck with Hammond while he was on a hot streak. Keeping there from McMahon. That one's coming right in our direction. Dickman can't quite get to it, so that'll be a 4. This is the most expensive over so far.
Yeah, 12 off, an excellent over by Nepal and getting themselves back in the game. Martin expensive in his first over.
And favouring that offside, that one picked out a fielder again. Just the one, 13 off the over, Nepal 3 for 46.
Yeah, excellent over. Gets them back in the equation. They still trail the comparative at 8 overs. NT Strike on 2 for 73. Started to, they smashed 17 off the next over, and in fact they smashed 30 runs off the next 2 overs, and then to Nepal's credit they got right back into it after that stage. So they'll probably slip further behind, you'd imagine, in the next 2 overs, but they shouldn't lose heart, because from the 10 over mark Nepal got right back into the contest and restricted in the end NT Strike to just 177.
And it looks like it's going to be the captain coming in for a bowl here, Darcy Short. And he'll do the fielding as well. No, he won't. Rohit at 13 off 13. Love to get another couple of boundaries if you can, just put a little bit more pressure on it. As you said, Rob, these next 2 overs are where they might slip behind.
Maintain the concentration and composure.
Beats one fielder, finds another. Carroll works it back to the pitch now. And again, sustaining some light pressure on the scoreboard, but it's just slipping away from them, that run rate. Oh, bang. That one's been skied. Oh, dropped a sitter.
Tom Andrews, you would read about it, would you? A player of his ability and experience.
Maybe he's just a little bit too casual there. Short seemed to laugh it off. Wouldn't be too happy though. And he wouldn't be happy with Rowett just going long. And that one clears the boundary line as well.
50 comes up after that drop catch in the 9th over. 3 for 55 now. Is that a key point in the match?
Captain bowling a captain. Dropped one ball, hit for 6 the next. That one again finds the fielder. Been a little bit sloppy these last couple of overs, NT strike. Maybe they thought, oh, this is going to be a little bit easier than we thought, and suddenly a little bit careless.
Yeah, and they brought the crowd back into the game. They had gone quiet a couple of overs ago, but a few sixes, no more wickets. Captain going well, joined by Kushal Moa. Partnership's gone up to 31 between this pair. And after 9 overs, 3 for 56, as I say, we're entering a period of a couple of overs where NT Strike went berserk. They were 3 for 90 after 9. I think it's 13 in their 10th over. But after that, they were pegged right back as the quick Kane Richardson comes back into the attack.
Rowett just levelling himself a little bit. Maybe the last 2 overs off Short and off Martin are the expensive ones from the NT Strike's perspective. These middle patches where they let Strike get away. And favouring that offside there, seem to find a fielder almost every time if it's not clearing the rope. That one's picked a spot, 3 for a single.
Yeah, well played. Wasn't quite to the length of that ball. Made sure he didn't hit it too hard. Placed it. Was able to get a single. Could easily have spooned it up to the fieldsman. Had a wideish mid-off. Patient batting now. You can be patient in T20 within reason.
That one to leg side. Again, just another single. How patient can you be? Still nearly at 12. They haven't quite crossed over that barrier of a 12 required run rate of 12.
Yeah, it starts to swell over 15 or 16 and over, so there might be a bit of strife.
Popping it out. Richardson again keeping tight. His first over, the second of the match. Just let 7 through. That 6, which made you think maybe Nepal is going to be pretty handy with the bat tonight. Oh, and that one's just flicked up. Is that going to be caught? There he goes. He just says to the crowd, how about that one? And they get their 4th wicket this time to Kane Richardson, caught by Hamish Martin.
Yeah, big blow. The captain Rohit goes for 23. The last ball of the 10th over. And Richardson takes the wicket, skied down to fine leg, just getting under it, scooping it around the corner. And not the easiest of catches. He had to run in 5 or 10 metres, go down on one knee, turn around. He must have been getting a bit of a ribbing from the crowd, maybe. Some of the Nepalese fans in that pocket of the oval, perhaps, holding up his hand to his ear. And a big wicket for NT Strike, just bring the game back into their control. 4 for 60 after 10 at the same time. NT Strike got 3 for 103, but importantly, a big wicket. It's the captain going for 23.
There you have it. As you said, at the same time, 43 runs further in front NT Strike was. Bit of ground to catch up on this Nepalese side. Got the tools in the kit to do it. It's just how frequently they can bring them out of the bag.
Key man, we think, given some of his statistics, Airy has come in. A 9-ball 50. He's one of few batsmen in the world to score 6 sixes in 1 over. Martin went for 13 from his first over. On to Kushal. Just took a good catch. He's getting into the game, and that was almost lofted back to him. One bounce diving away to his right. Completes the stop. For a moment, the lofted ball looked like it was headed towards his right hand. Energetic approach, and the ball slips from his hand and goes backwards. It's a dead ball. So even though we are in magnificent dry season here in the top end, it's still a little bit slippery out there. Players running around, probably still getting a sweat up. But it is a stunning night. Not much humidity. What do you think, mid-20s maybe? Little breeze to speak of.
Yeah, it will be a little bit dewy out there on these night games, and I think you might see a difference in score.
Martin tries again. He lands this one. And a dot ball. A good comeback.
Interesting to see the difference in scoring that you have from the afternoon games and the evening games, Rob. Those day games are going to be very dry.
Yeah, good point. Kushal, all through the covers, and carry. Good diving save there, but they scurry through for a single, bringing Airy on strike. A lot of ground to make up now. They were over 100 at this time in their innings, the NT Strike.
Ground to be made up though. It was the next 3 overs where the Nepalese sort of kept them to just 14 runs, so a few big hits here. They could get right back in it over the next little spell.
Martin goes around the wicket. Ball came in, cramping Airy up, and plays it backward of point, straight to the field, no run. going for 13 in his first over. Just one run off the first 4 balls off his second over, the 11th of the innings. Strike. Starting to take control of this game. Pops it up, but doesn't carry back to the bowler.
He's flirting with him a little bit. Second one of those this over.
He must be conscious that they're into the middle order now. They can't afford too many mistakes. Need to score runs, but need to stay there at the same time. And after 11 overs, Nepal gives him wings.
The tyres we race are the tyres you buy. MRF.
For 8. Asif made 11. Bam, a duck. Hammond's first over, he took 2 wickets. Those of Bertel and Bam. So he had 3 for 3 coming on for his third over. Again coming on from the southern end here. Energetically waving to his fielder out at mid-wicket to move around a little bit. Go over the wicket, the off he comes in again. Darts it into leg stump. They've got 1, briefly considered 2. Never going to be on, just a single. Total to 63. First time runs conceded are more than these wickets taken.
So far.
Goes around the wicket to the lefty. Flights it again. Yorker length. Dug out. Another single. Crowd getting into it. Is there a wave?
Lively crowd tonight. I don't think there is a wave.
Hammond to the right-hander, back over the wicket on leg stump. Punts through mid-wicket. Singles aren't going to cut it. I think my patience comment is out the window now. They've really got to start to have a go. 113 required from 51. Shamala's the set batsman. Just checking the field. Hammond was ready to go. Batsman wasn't. 3 singles so far from the over. Another full delivery right up in the block hole. 4th single of the over. It's so much more than that.
They'd love 6 sixes from Perry right now, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah. What's he got in it? Short, pulled through mid-wicket. Can't beat the field again though.
They keep picking them out. That's their biggest problem at the moment. Hitting it well, but they're just not clearing enough to get more than 1 or 2. In fact, they haven't even gotten 2 for a long, long time either. Oh, they got 3 back in the 3rd over.
Last ball of the 3rd over for Hammond. Lofted down to long on. He completes a picket fence over. Singles off every ball. And after 12 overs, Nepal are 4 for 68. Muller 21, Airy 4. Same situation after 12 overs. It was the strike 4 for 113.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Obviously the danger man, but hasn't really found his straps just yet.
Shell forced back by Darcy Short. Good bowling. See the 10 in his first over. love to get another 10 plus a few more of this over. Well restricted in the run chase outside the off stump. Cut. Once more, misfield, but no damage done really. Just came back for a second rather than the ball spilling over the boundary rope. So a bonus run.
They're letting their skipper down with the ball in the field, aren't they, Rob?
Yeah, drop catch. Misfielding. Muller lofts down the ground, finds the fielder long off. Boundary rope is proving elusive. Some sixes a few overs ago, but since then it's been ones, dots, wickets, twos, nothing more. What's Airy got? Comes with some good credentials. Misses the ball outside the off stump. Well bowled, Darcy Short. Dot ball.
Bit of an airy there.
Nice.
Learn from the best, Rob.
That's a wide. Must be a wide. Too far outside the off stump. Crowd trying to lift their team. Great colour. Lofted. I think this one's picked the gap. Will it have the power on it? It won't. Brilliant fielding there. I think it might be Dickman sliding away to his left to complete the fielding. And just a couple. They scurry back for 3. I think it was only 2 in the end, so excellent fielding. 2 men out on the leg side, and they were able to shut it down. Drag from outside the off stump. Well struck. They've got 1. That's all they'll get. He hit it too well. Ends the over, 7 from it. And after 13 overs, Nepal 4 for 75. At the same time, Insect Strike were 4 for 119, so they're falling way behind.
44 runs short at the same time. Good bowling there, as you said, coming from Matt Hammond. 3 wickets, 9 runs, great economy there. Tom Menzies, he's also done well. Just had the 2 overs to start off the innings. Martin, he was a little bit more expensive, so too Darcy Short. Short let down a little bit, could have a wicket to his name. Otherwise, Richardson, he's taken that other wicket. 4th of the match.
Hammond's last over. Nicely driven. Got 1. Once more, too well timed to come back for a second. Just taking a bit of the pace off that. Dickman had to run in and to his right. They probably could have scurried for 2. Kushal drives. This surely is 2 runs in this one. Airy's pushing hard. They've got 1. Dickman, knowing that he couldn't restrict second, jogs along and lobs the ball back into the bowler. Intensity must start to lift. Need a couple of boundaries in this over. It's lofted. Dickman's under it. It's going towards the boundary. Dickman can't get to it. A despairing lunge. Too much on it. And Kushal Muller brings up another 6. Exactly what the Nepalese fans wanted. Total up to 84. They're not out of it.
Feels like that crowd is starting to have another play on this game as well. Just becoming a bit more lively, maybe putting a little bit more momentum behind the bats of their batters.
Hammond tries again. And a short fine leg. Gets a single.
Already Hammond's most expensive over this one. He's been very good. 3 wickets and really almost changed this game earlier in this innings.
10 off so far. A couple of balls left. Driven. Once more, too well and straight to Dickman. Just need to work the ball around a little bit more. For 86. Last ball of Hammond's spell. He's been magnificent. 2 overs, 3 for 3 at one stage. Full toss down the leg side. Has he got it past the fieldsman? He hasn't. Once again, straight to the square leg fielder. And just a single to end Hammond's spell. Terrific bowling. 4 overs, 3 for 21. Doesn't get too much better than that in T20 cricket. And after 14 overs requiring 178 to win, Nepal are 4 for 87.
Yeah, Marla, he's got the most runs so far for the Nepal side. 34 off 25 balls. It's Harry to really jump in and help him, but Marla himself will get a few more runs and up his own run rate. A bit better. It's now above 15. 6 overs left in this one. Same stage.
च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिउँ है साथीहरू सब्स्क्राइब भोलि पनि आउने म्याचहरू यसै च्यानल मार्फत लाइभ आउनेछन्
Andrew's backing to the attack.
Kushamala. Loft high. Fieldsman under it, makes no mistake. It's Martin again, once again. I think a kiss to the crowd this time, maybe. Muller goes. He was the big wicket. He was the batsman that was set and starting to get going. And Andrews, commencing his 3rd over, gets the big wicket. And Nepal slumped to 5 for 87.
Yeah, that one's a massive blow. You sort of felt like they needed to keep Marley in there just while he had some pep in his step before Airy could get going, and wasn't necessarily to be Airy, still yet to find his feet, and suddenly he's the man in control in the middle. He joined at the moment now by Gulshan Kumarjar.
The strike players enjoying a bit of a drink. Warm conditions compared to other states at this time of year, but a very mild evening here in Darwin. Andrews, his first wicket.
Back up. লম্বা দিন। Periods অসাধারণ এক্সেল প্যাড। আর না, লম্বা দিনের জন্য এখন আমার চয়েস নতুন উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল। এটা কটনি সফট আর ফ্লোকে গভীরে লক করে দেয়। 100% পর্যন্ত ওয়ারি ফ্রি প্রোটেকশন সারা দিন। উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল মাত্র 45 রুপিস।
Big task.
In fact, they almost need to double their score. They've gotten in 14 overs in the last 6. No easy feat at all.
Long pause in play before Gulshan Jar was ready to go, the left-hander. Field change going on. Dickman there, top of the screen, running behind the wicket-keeper. And he goes to a square leg position. As Andrews bowls left arm around the wicket. Gulshan Jar, and he cannot find... Oh, no, they do get through for a single. Wasn't one there, but a run has been allowed to Nepal. They go up to 5 for 88. Gets Airy on strike. A big man in stature, but times the ball pretty well. He's one of the few players to score 6 sixes in 1 over. Conversation between Jordan Silk. Andrews is there, the captain's short. That would be about it. Doesn't appear to be any change in the field from the previous ball. So the right-hander is now on strike. Keeper McMahon standing still, now goes down as Airy faces Andrews. And lofts down the ground. Martin's in the action again. One bounce, throws it back into the keeper. Here he misses the chance and just gets a single. 89 to get. Exactly halfway. But with just 5.3 overs to get them, well, to use your mathematics. 14.3 gone, 5.3 remaining, same number of runs to get as they've made.
Tough from here. Good fielding there. Connor Carroll, he's been pretty good in that field. Playing with his hands.
It's been a sharp effort in the field. Andrews to Airy. Time running out, 88 from 32 required. That's not going to help. Dot ball. Playing a miss outside off stump. Excellent bowling by Andrews. 1 ball to go in his 3rd over. Going at just a tick over 5 and over. This form of cricket is pretty good for the left arm slow bowler. And another dot ball. The big swing and a miss outside the off stump. Andrews finishes his 3rd over. Excellent figures, 1 for 17.
Just 3 off that over.
Back up.
লম্বা দিন পিরিয়ড অসাধারণ এক্সেল প্যাড আর না লম্বা দিনের জন্য এখন আমার চয়েস নতুন উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল। এটা কটনি সফট আর ফ্লোকে গভীরে লক করে দেয়। 100% পর্যন্ত ওয়ারি ফ্রি প্রোটেকশন সারাদিন। উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল মাত্র 45 রুপিস।
But 3/4 of the way in terms of how much time they've got to score them in. Airy 10 for 14. I was expecting big things. They could still come, but they need to come pretty quickly. And even then it might be a little bit too little too late. Crowd trying to spurn them on. You'd think it's a little bit more of a Nepalese-based crowd tonight.
Richardson again, 1 for 11 off 2. Starts his 3rd over. Beautiful shot, that's better. Big drive over wide mid off. The fielder was deep, right on the ring, but it was well struck over his head and over the rope for a much needed 4. Another 2 or 3 of those, this over would help a lot. Gulshan Jar got in him. Richardson stays over the wicket. The left-hander swings again, goes for the same shot. Slightly wider maybe, over extra cover this time for 4. That's going to rev up the crowd. 5 for 98.
Suddenly he's the one looking dangerous here, Rob.
Enjoying the pace coming onto the bat off the pitch. It's been a slow bowler's night. We saw across the road in the second of the T20 Internationals, Australia-South Africa the other night, that South Africans bowled some wonderful slower balls, and that was really hard to hit. The Australian chase, they just went up to it, fell about 50 runs short. Richardson's just bowling his normal pace, and Gulshan Jar is really enjoying it. Has he got a slower ball? This time it's pitched up. Previous couple of balls are just short of a length or half volleys. Gulshan was able to get under. That one was almost Yorker length. The excitement of the first 2 balls dissipates slightly. Drums going to resets. Crowd goes quiet. Run rate up to almost 18 and over. 4.5 overs to go. 80 to get. Launches 1. Out towards square leg, straight to the field, just 1.
He's fighting for it. They both are. Jar particularly, he's really impressive this over. Now it's Airy's turn to have a swing. Can he bring that run rate now ballooned out to 18.23? Required, sitting at just 6.32. And to triple their work.
Offside field has been bolstered for Airy. And it's bowled down the leg side and it's a wide. Richardson wants to dispute that, or maybe he's just a bit disappointed. No room for error in one-day cricket or limited over any form of limited over cricket. Wasn't far from the pad, but it was down the leg side. Pretty much a wide every time. That might have been a slow ball short. Airy misses it.
Another airy.
Yeah. The previous wide, the 100 came up, 16th over. Last ball of Richardson's third over. Has a swing. Makes a slight misfield. They're going to come back for a second. That's good running. Really wasn't far away from the stumps at all. Just trickled outside the circle with that misfield. And Gulshan Jar was quick enough to get through for 2. 5 for 102. And that's called the Manhattan graph, is that right? It is. Love it. NT strike made 8 for 177. At the same time, after 16 overs on the Manhattan graph, NT strike was 6 for 147. So 45 runs behind.
Yeah, still a lot of work to do. They finished back up.
লম্বাদি পিরিয়ডস অসাধারণ এক্সেল প্যাড আর না লম্বা দিনের জন্য এখন আমার চয়েস নতুন উইসপার চয়েস এক্সেল। এটা কটনি সফট আর ফ্লোকে গভীরে লক করে দেয় 100% পর্যন্ত ওয়ারি ফ্রি প্রোটেকশন সারা দিন।
And then a few more on top of that.
Martin's had a busy night on the field with a couple of catches. Big edge down through the vacant slip area. Richardson chases it back and is able to gather it before it goes over the rope. Excellent running. They've come up with 3. 3 more to the total, up to 105. That's now close to 20 runs and over required in the 17th over. Just signalling buys then maybe. Runs off the bat, I think. That's wide. Just inside the line. No run. Airy 12 off 17. It's not what Nepal needed. He's having a go, but he's just unable to make sufficient contact. That's got to be wide, but he gets out to it, able to make contact with the bat. So he turned it into a legal delivery. Didn't do him much good. Hit it straight to the field for a single only. 4 off the over, 3 balls remaining. Need some sixes. Jar 14 off 7 is pretty good striking. What's he got? Loft high. Has he lofted long enough? I'm not sure he has. Fieldsman coming around close to the rope. No, indeed he has. Clears Tom Andrews. And a much needed 6 for Nepal takes him to 5 for 112. With 20 balls remaining in the innings.
Are they coming, Rob?
66 from 20. It's a massive target, but who knows? It's an incredible sport, T20 cricket. 1 more would be good. Lofts again. This time, he might be... No, it's over again. 2 sixes in a row. Nepal stay alive. 5 for 118 with the ball to go in the 17th over. They've got 60 to get. Gulshan Jar. Could he be the hero?
Pulling some tricks out of the jar here.
16 off the over so far. Here he just needs to get him on strike. Reverse sweep. He's bowled him! Well bowled by Martin, full delivery. He played right across the line rather than play it straight as he had been. He went for a variation. The reverse sweep didn't come off, bowled underneath his legs, and Martin gets revenge. 3 overs, 1 for 31, having gone for 2 sixes in a row. Finishes off the 17th with a wicket.
And that's the danger man gone yet again. On paper, you'd think Airy's the one who's troubling them, but it was Jar who just popped up with those 2 sixes in a row, and you thought maybe they're going to get a run on here, and that unattainable target will suddenly come within distance. Wasn't to be though. Maybe he should have stuck with what he knew, but instead went for something different, and he's been tangled up in his own mess. Martin's first wicket. Here we go. Bang, that was the first. Straight over the top, never in doubt. Here's a second. That one clearing the rope as well. A little bit closer, just through the fingertips.
Menzies is back on for empty strike.
And here, something different, through the legs and gone.
Slow ball outside the off stump. Excitement of the previous over has dissipated a bit with the demise of Gulshan Jar. Super Saturday tomorrow. Kicks off with the Renegades versus the Comets across the road at TIO. Here, 2 o'clock, Stars and Hurricanes. At TIO at 4 o'clock, Pakistan and the Scorchers. And the day ends with another Nepalese game against Bangladesh, which should be exciting. 6 o'clock here, DXC Arena, as Menzies charges in, bowls to Singh. Singh drives through the covers, good cricket shot, straight to the fielder out of the sweeping position. He'll bounce the return back into the keeper McMahon and just a single.
A good variety of games tomorrow. You've got an international clash there between Bangladesh and Nepal, who've been the admirable tonight, both searching for their first win, and then you've also got a big bash derby between the Stars and the Hurricanes as well. It'll be Super Saturday for you.
Menzies short. Good bowling. I don't know wide. It was directed over middle of leg stumps, and Airy had her.
He had an Airy.
Just hasn't been able to get his innings going, has he? He's 14 off 20. Chasing 178. Nepal are 6 for 120. They elected to bowl first. Yet another team chasing has gone down. Both in the top end T20 series and also the couple of T20 internationals that were played earlier in the week between South Africa and Australia.
Some great cricket coming to the top end this dry season. Australia A a few weeks ago, of course, as well. That saw some massive scores. And then T20s earlier this week got crowds ignited. Now you've got the actual competition here. And he's very tight to start this innings. 4 off the first, 5 off the third over. Just 3 in this one.
Slower ball. Didn't make full contact, Singh, and up towards a wide long on position just for 1. Good tight bowling by the quick, a 19-year-old. Mid-day strike made the semi-finals last year before going down to Bangladesh. There's a runner in the crowd trying to get off some maybe a bit of energy. The fact that his team can't win tonight, but he's having a good time. Crowd's had a go. Menzies into Airy. He's got onto that one. Fielder coming around, throws out the right hand, can't stop it. Airy brings up a boundary in the 18th over to finish the 18th over, in fact. Total to 6 for 126.52 to get from just 2 overs. Menzies has conceded 17 off his 3 overs.
6 for 126.52 from 12. Mathematically, still there. Realistically, Rob, don't know if you could say the same.
Left their run a little bit too late. Finish around the 150 mark. And that'd be a pretty good result, I think. Look at some of the better performers tonight. We've obviously seen Hammond was outstanding to start off this innings in the field with 3 for 3 at one point, finished with 3 for 21 from his 4 overs. Lamashane took 3 wickets in the NT Strike innings, but if you look at the batsmen tonight, a couple of 30s from either side, only 1 half century. That was to the skipper of NT Strike, Darcy Short. There's a single there to Nepal. Just didn't have the power in their batting, kept picking out the fielders.
So, looking at Tom Andrews' game, he played a bit of a steadying role and took a wicket as well.
Yep, absolutely. No, that's a good point. In comes Richardson, swing and a miss from Airy through to the keeper McMahon. Another dot ball goes down against the ball. 6 for 127. 10 balls remaining in the innings. 51 to get. And you can see that the ball is starting to get a little slippery. Martin helping out his teammate there, just giving the ball a bit of a wipe at the end of each delivery. Richardson looking for his 2nd wicket. That's better by Airy. It's high though, it's going to stay within the rope. Fieldsman comes around, didn't get enough on it. Another wicket goes down, and an excellent catch under the high ball there from Connor Carroll. Carroll takes his 2nd catch of the innings. Airy falls for 19. And the Paul go to 7 for 127 in the 19th over. Short ball from Richardson. It was in the air for a long time. Carroll judged it superbly, and Richardson gets his 2nd wicket. Singh remains not out 3. 9 balls remaining. Great night of cricket here at DXC Arena. You see the worms there. It's been pretty constant all the way through the innings. The red line has been well below the orange line of the NT Strike. A couple of wickets early didn't help at all as the ball is punched to wide, long on. Again, only for a single. Sompel Kami has come in to join Rupesh Singh. So Singh on 3. One there to Kami. Richardson, wide, lofted high. Might go to the boundary, no it doesn't. Fieldsman comes around and will restrict the score into a couple. Rupesh Singh considered going back for another. Richardson wrapping up his over. Into his 4th over. Couple of wickets, last ball of the 19th over of the innings. thunders in and missed there by Rupesh Singh. So Richardson finishes his 4 overs, 2 for 27. Pretty good figures from the big man. And after 19 overs,